Hello everybody and welcome to That's Football. So England lose and the parties and the streamers and the champagne gets put away as England effectively bottle it. And I've had to take a few minutes after this because you have a responsibility not to go too far because you know the sort of prats there are. Well, let's call them what they really are. Not prats, racist scum who will attack Saka and Sancho and Rashford. And it's already happening, as we feared. Disgrace, absolute disgrace. You've got to, unfortunately, we have to bring that in now. This football's an entertainment industry. If you go and watch a comedian and they're crap and you heckle them, that's part of the course. If a footballer performs badly, that should be part of the course. But unfortunately, people take it to a level where it's not about entertainment, where it's about illegal, vile abuse. So I want to temper that down, but I also want to say that, look, if we're going to watch this sport and we're going to watch it properly and passionately, there's no other way to dress this up than to call it a bottle job. We bottled that. My reaction to the penalty miss by Saka was that we bottled it. Not because of Saka, not because of Sancho, not because of Rashford, but as a collective, the way I feel is that we bottled it. And I want to just stand up and say, well done. The team who won it is Italy and they deserved it. I thought England deserved to beat Denmark, just about. We deserve to beat Ukraine. We just about deserve to beat Germany. We deserve to draw with Scotland. We deserve to beat Czech Republic and we deserve to beat Croatia. Have we been convincing in any game apart from Ukraine? No. Did we deserve to be in the final? Yes. Is that an achievement? Yes. Will Southgate get a new contract? Yes. Did I at ever point throughout this tournament feel entertained like I did in Euro 96, World Cup 2002 or Italia 90? No. It never felt right. It never felt like that. And neither did the World Cup in 2018. Whatever you say about Southgate, and he does deserve a lot of credit, and he does deserve a new contract, does he entertain me as an England fan? No. And he never has. But if teams like Portugal have won the Euros, and Greece, and Germany at times, then you can win a tournament doing this. We were so close you could almost touch it. So for some people, they're like, well, this is better than we've done in many years. He's took us to a World Cup semi-final. He's took us to a Euros final. It's massively disappointing. The football isn't great, but he's efficient and effective. And this is better than we've done under any manager for a long time. So Southgate out isn't really the conversation. Did we bottle the game tonight? Yes, we did. We won the game twice. Shaw won the game, and the first half performance was fantastic. The tempo was brilliant. We dominated them in defence, midfield and attack. Italy are a good side, but we suppressed them. We won the game. We were 1-0 up. At half-time, I dared to dream, even though I didn't want to think about it, that in 45 minutes we would be lifting a trophy for the first time in my life. That dream disappeared very quickly in the second half. We seemed to think that parking the bus was going to get us through to 90 minutes. The last time we scored after 3 minutes. 2 minutes tonight, Luke Shaw scored. The last time we did that in a game of this importance was the semi-final in Euro 96 when Alan Shearer scored after 3 minutes. What happened? We drew 1-1 and we lost on penalties, and the same thing happened again. We parked the bus against Italy. We conceded a shit goal. For front post, I think Trippier might have done better. Stones was weak. Mount got beat by a hobbit. Verratti is not big, and then Pickford probably should have done a bit better. We've conceded a shitty goal. But Pickford made a good save from Chiesa just before that. Italy deserved an equaliser, had the momentum. It got to extra time. We didn't really do anything in that. And I think over the course of 120 minutes, Italy would have deserved it. If that was a boxing match and it didn't go to penalties. And remember, boxing does go to a point system. I think if that game after 120 minutes goes to judges who are impartial, they'd have given it to Italy. So we go to penalties. It's a roulette, we lose. Because that's the worst penalty shootout I've ever seen. That's why now I'm not crying. I don't feel sorry for us. If they want to cry as individuals, they've got every right to. I saw Declan Rice. It must be really disappointing as a professional sportsman to be so close to that and lose. If they want to cry, that's fine. But they ain't gazetteers. They ain't what happened to Southgate in 96. That's not something I can get on board and feel sorry with them for. Not because I'm not compassionate or empathetic, but because I thought the penalty shootout was pathetic. We bottled it. And I'm not naming individuals because that's not where I'm at with this. But what I would say is the penalties that we missed, we've practiced penalties. Those players missed because they became overcome by the occasion. And look, why wouldn't they? It's the biggest final in England since 1966. But those 3 penalties were bad. Like, I could have took a better penalty. I probably would have took a worse penalty because I would have bottled it as well. But we bottled it. And people take that in a negative term, but they bottled it. We bottled it. England bottled it. Across from half-time to full-time to penalties, we bottled it. We did. And if we don't own up to that, then we're never going to progress. We did. It doesn't need hate. It doesn't need, oh, Goldbridge is an arsehole. We bottled it. We bottled it. Why can't... If Germany did that, they would sit everybody down and say, we bottled it. We did. How do we stop that happening again? Because if you put your arm around everybody and go, oh, well done, we're so close, you're basically embracing failure, which is what we've done throughout my whole life in England. We embrace failure. I said this before the game. I wouldn't be surprised if we lost on penalties because it would be a new level of failure that we've never felt before. Like every other 30 years of hurt was about losing penalty sets in semi-finals. We've now lost a penalty shootout in a final. We've gone even further in self-pity and we mustn't embrace this. We must stand up and say that the better team won, and that was Italy. And we must stand up and say that we bottled it. And look, take it away from the penalties. Very quickly on the penalties, right? Sancho's penalty, Sakho's penalty and Rashford's penalties were poor. They weren't the penalties they'd been taking in training. They were emotional, bottled it. All 3 of those, well, Rashford doesn't hit the target. Sancho's penalty is perfect for Donnarumma and so Saka. They're nowhere near the corner. They're in between the keeper and the post at the perfect height. They're not high. The perfect penalty is top corner, right in the corner, high. The next best thing you can do if you're not going to get it high is get it right in the corner low. We put it at the keeper's height, very close to the keeper. They were poor penalties from Sancho and Saka, and Rashford's was very poor because he didn't even hit the target. But don't put the great thing about that is you can't scapegoat one player because 3 players missed. So you can't blame them. You move on from it. It was a bad penalty shootout. But let's take it to where the game really was lost. The game was really lost because we bottled it from half-time. Why did we bottle it in half-time? The substitutions were wrong. I'm not sure Saka was the right substitution. I would have gone with Sancho. I think Henderson came on too late. I think Grealish came on way too late. And the biggest elephant in the room for me, the biggest decision that was wrong, was that Harry Kane or Raheem Sterling should have come off halfway through the second half. Around 60 minutes. And what I would say is that I like Harry Kane. I think he's quality, but I think for a long way in this tournament he's been a passenger. I don't think he's ever been near Harry Kane of Spurs last year. I don't know why. I thought when he scored against Germany he was going to kick on, and he did a little bit, but he never got to the levels he should have been. And tonight he was a passenger. His passing was pretty poor, apart from the first half an hour. And after half-time, Harry Kane became a passenger. He was basically a passenger. He didn't get involved in the game at all. And I think that, if I'm absolutely blunt, if you're willing to carry players because they're your favourites and they're your captain all the way through to penalties, you're basically playing with 10 men. And that's what we did. You're telling me that Calvert-Lewin wouldn't have offered something a bit different. You're telling me that we couldn't have put Sterling as a false 9 and, maybe put Sancho on earlier or something like that. I don't think we tried to win that game. And we did, in fact, it's not that I don't think, let me just say it as it is. We didn't try to win that game. We tried to win the game with a set piece by keeping the favourites on the pitch. Mancini made 6 substitutions. We made 5, but 2 of them were in the last minute of the game. We didn't try anything new. We kept trying to do the same thing. And, what's that? The definition of insanity is trying to do the same thing over and again. I think, in conclusion, well done to Italy. They deserve to win it. I think well done to Southgate in England for getting to a final. We've not done that before in the Euros. But I think the reason we didn't win it is because we bottled it. And we can either face up to that or we can't. And I would say well done to England. Well done to England. But if you want to be a winner, you bottled it today. And do you want to learn from that? Or do you want to go, we did great to get here? I think this team is fantastic. I think we've got some fantastic players. I think you've got to utilise those players. We played a back 5 today and we lost. That was always going to be the question mark. If you lose the game, why is Grealish and Sancho and Foden? Well, Foden wasn't fit, but he wouldn't have played anyway. Our best players are our attacking players. We need to find a system that utilises that. And look, 18 months till the World Cup. Let's see what happens. But it is what it is. We bottled it. Not in an angry way, we bottled it. And Italy deserved to win it. And now it's over. Thanks everyone for watching. Smash a like on the video, subscribe, and I'll speak to you all soon.